Yo, 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 just gotta make a cappuccino. Sorry, I had to redo all my YouTube settings again. I'll be right back. Isn't cold. Whoa, oh, oh. All right, you guys ready to go? Come on now. All right. Good morning. G'day, mate. A cup from the Chino monks. All right. Let me move this around. Let me move that around. Around and round and round she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. All right. I think I'm even missing my drawing tool. But anyways, I think we got enough to get going. Yeah, baby G. Hey, thanks for noticing and recognizing my mistakes publicly. Anyways, hey, let me remind you that trading's risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results, but please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money. Cannot afford to lose. Oh, no. There we go. So, ooh, that's weird. So, guten Morgen. How are you today? Comment allez-vous? Ni hao ma. So, today is a Monday, yo. So, I suggest we go through the calendar and look at the week ahead. I think we should also look at Bitcoin, gold, and oil. Tomorrow is halving day. Okay. Wayne, I'm having problems joining the swing trading group. Did you send me, like, for some reason your credit card's not going through? I mean, in that situation, it's just for some reason your credit card's considered high risk. I mean, it's not me making a decision. So I don't know what to do in that scenario, but I'm in the literally today should be my last day of school for the semester, so I got to get through this day alive. And tomorrow, tomorrow I don't know what to expect for tomorrow. But anyways, if you give me a little bit of time, I'll get on all that. A few people have asked for technical support, and give me till Tuesday and Wednesday. I should be able to get everyone squared away that needs to get squared away. Cool. So anyways, yes, we'll go through the calendar. We'll do gold, oil, Bitcoin, some dollars, some yen, and probably call it a day. Some big event risks this week and that kind of stuff. Hey, by the way, my name is Wayne. I'm the Chief FX Market Strategist. Chief FX Market Strategist for TradersWay.com. Would you please do me a favor, swing by Traders Way, open up a demo account. What they do is say, oh, look, it's lots of people opening up demo accounts. That must mean these webinars are going really well and people love them and appreciate them. Okay? So, please get involved by opening an account at Traders Way. You can download MT4, fire off some trades. You'll see the execution speed is fast. And I have verified that through third-party analysis. You'll notice that the spreads are low. And if you don't like spreads at all, you can have an ECN account for MT4 or MT5. And then you'll see the swaps are significantly higher than most other brokers. So there's a lot to love. And of course, think of it, you're trying to choose a trading partner, a trading execution partner. And this one is investing into your education up front to earn your loyalty and respect. That's probably better than anything else you've seen. So, tradersway.com, love you, babe. Okay. So let us go here. Yeah, Oled says Bitcoin halving in 7 hours. All right, cool. Hope says looking all right with the COVID cut. Cool, thank you. Look, sounds like there's a fan in the background. Really? All right, this is here. My hard drive is spinning, but not any different than any other day. Maybe Wednesday, JMH. Really, seems to be quite a bit of noise. Let me turn this down. Okay. Does that help it any bit? I don't know what else it would be, guys. Is it so horrible you can't hear me? Bet it's wireless inference. Really? Thank you. It's not a... It's a okay, well, why don't I do this? Hold this closer. I will turn the razor down a little bit. I do have a fan, so yeah, it doesn't seem like that would be it. Puttering Johnny Boat. Okay, so, and then I remove it. And then, so, maybe my mic, it seems, right? All right, so maybe it's just picking up background noise from somewhere else or making it up. So anyways, all right, so, so let's just deal with it. All right, so welcome to the week. Welcome to the week. Welcome to the week. So let's start by visiting Forex.Today and take a look at the calendar. By the way, yeah, now it's back again. So it has something to do with the mic right here. So if I put my hand over this side of the mic, well, that's a very sensitive mic. Cool. All right. Marie. Okay. Nothing today except halving. I think I'm not really sure what to expect with halving. Oh, you like the S Ventura? All right. We got the halving issue with Bitcoin. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it. But the market was expected to move a lot. It's dropped a couple of $1,000 instantly. Cool, right on. But there's, the real storm is coming up hot and fast. And well, I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. I think it will move, and probably in both directions. So you got to be careful. I think three guys are going to make a lot of money, and everyone else is going to lose. Is probably what it is. So the way I explained it to the live group last night when we met on Sunday, I said, "Look, I'm not looking for excitement in my trading life." So, oops. So it doesn't sound good. Whatnot. But it's kind of an interesting exercise. I mean, if you want to try it on your demo account, pretend you're hedging somebody. Okay? See if you can hedge somebody through the experience of having. Okay? All right. So now we rock it all the way till tomorrow, and we got CPI from, and we don't expect anything good, obviously. And then we zip over to, really, it's Wednesday Asia session. Okay? And yeah, we get the RBNZ interest rate decision, monetary policy statement. So that's awesome. That's very, very awesome. That's muy bien. Okay? This is the kind of stuff that we want. This is the kind of excitement that we can. Right? So, how's New Zealand doing? Are they improving their exports like Australia has? Right? So they might discuss their trade balance in here. Will they benefit from stabilizing milk prices? Will they benefit from China coming back online? These are all the things that we might learn about in the monetary policy statement. So remember, there's two responses that a government can have to a crisis like the pandemic that we're all in. One is fiscal, which is the government's response, and then there's monetary policy, which is done by the central bank. Okay, so we can learn a little bit about New Zealand going on in here. Wednesday, it's funny, it's not even on the list. What's happening on Wednesday that I should care about more than Aussie jobs report? It's funny, it's not on the list. Good thing I know these things. Wicked smart. It's not even here, but I know it's important. What's going on Wednesday? There's a feeling I get another glow. Powell, nice. Maida's on top of the world. Right? Like a crack of a whip she attacks. That's exactly right. So let's see if we can find it. Is it on, do they just list it as medium? Do they have it as low impact? Let's try to find it. Oh. When I'm cold, cold, when I'm cold, cold. Sorry, I've been listening to Coldplay. I know, right? All right. La 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 la. Look at all this stuff. That no. No. Look at this. You paying attention to Japanese M2? Yeah, so it's not even on here, right? So Jay Powell is the big thing on Wednesday, could move some markets. So good job, Maida. It's not even on the calendar, and she knows. That's good. So pay attention on Wednesday. Do we know what time that is? Anyways, Google it. It's out there in the world. It's interesting what is not considered that important. So let's kind of go through this one. Wednesday. Economic Watchers Survey. Cool. Out of Japan. British GDP. Very cool. La 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 la. You think there's going to be a lot of inflation in Norway? Probably very deflationary. Finland, the fun land. It's kind of cool. Been there, been there, been there, been there, been there, been there, been there. Right on. Yeah. So, anyways, PPI. Who cares? Who cares? Yeah. So, Aussie jobs report obviously going to be the big one. Okay. So that's why we only look at keynotes here. So yeah. So Aussie jobs report. Is that right? Do you got beautiful COVID cut like me? See, mine went down like this. My wife offered to cut my son's hair, and he's like, no, 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 no. I'm like, wait, you don't trust your mommy? No, 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 no. Like, I trust your mommy. I love your mommy. I trust your mommy. He's like, well, then let her cut your hair. I'm like, okay. I know she'll do the best job she can. Here I am. All right. OPEC monthly report. That's a good one. Thank you, Adam. That's definitely a good one. I would download that one and read that one. Faux show. Okay, absolutely correct. Love that one. Okay, and then ending the week, retail sales, which is a doozy. Okay, I heard half of department stores are going to close in the next 18 months, and Neiman Marcus filed for bankruptcy this week or last week. Neiman Marcus, if you're not familiar with it, you go to a fancy shopping mall, let's say, not just a regular shopping mall, a fancy shopping mall. The one that's got like Gucci and Louis Vuitton and Bebe in the mall. And there might be like a Saks Fifth Avenue at one anchor, and the other might be a Neiman Marcus. And so Neiman Marcus was the kind of place where you used to go there, and in particular, I heard stories of like women shopping for dresses, and they walk in and you get a shopper. It's not like you walk around like a peasant looking for something. No, you get your shopper and you sit down with her, and she gives you a glass of champagne, and she's like, "What's up, hun? How can I help you?" And anyway, she goes and gets you dresses and brings them back to you, and all that kind of stuff. And that was really, Neiman Marcus. There'd be in the center of the store where the escalators are, there'd be a grand piano with someone playing it live in a tuxedo and all that kind of stuff, right? So it was known for, extreme service. Okay, extreme service. Quality, yeah, but mostly service. And then that's going out of business. Okay? Which I think is, another sign that there's less rich people, right? Like, as we know, there seems to be accumulation of assets in America where the rich are getting richer and the middle class are becoming not middle class, right? Middle class. So one of my favorite things I always like to harp on is in 1950, like 1950, 1955, according to the Good Housekeeping Journal, which was a very trusted magazine that women read in the 1950s, right? They defined middle class as that you owned your own house. But keep in mind, there was no such thing as a 30-year mortgage. All right? So you literally owned it. You might have a mortgage for 10 years or something. 15-year mortgage would have been normal. But by the time your kids are in high school, your house has been paid for. You don't have a mortgage anymore, right? Only one of the adults in the household have a job. The other was the wife, and she stayed at home, right? And you had a brand new car in the driveway. Now keep in mind, there was no such thing as car loans. You paid cash for your car, right? And once a year, you'd get in that big, beautiful car of yours, and you'd drive across country for 2 weeks. You had 2-week vacations in the summer in which the whole family would go and enjoy. For you to have all that now, you're filthy, stinking rich, right? You're like, wow, that was middle class. That was like you were all right. You're doing okay, right? And by the way, nobody had a college degree. So now you got to have a PhD to even run like a daycare, right? You have to have a PhD to teach 3rd grade. By the way, you earn like $1 and a nickel per hour, right? So anyways, I like to keep my eye on stuff like that where, I think our definition of middle class would be quite different now. And I think there are more people that are fabulously wealthy. But Neiman Marcus has gone out of business because, a household now, a professional household, has college debt, right? They don't have 2 kids, they have 1 kid, right? Because 2 kids are too expensive. They Uber everywhere, or they have a $1,000 a month car payment, right? Both adults in the household work, both have college degrees, and the 2 of them struggle to raise 1 kid. And they have a 30-year mortgage and a 5-year car payment and so on and so forth, right? And you're like, wow, and they're just getting by. And they're not spending money at Neiman Marcus, even though the household combined income is, $300K. It's not enough to live on. So I think that's kind of interesting. Okay. So, all right. So interesting week. And the most important thing is not even on the calendar. So I'd like to thank Maida for making sure we're all taken care of on the knowledge side. Props out to Maida. Okay. Okay. Peso's still rangy? Yeah, I imagine so. It's the middle of the month. All right, so what am I looking at? Talk to me, Goose. Okay. I need to find my drawing tool. I know, sound like a broken record. This is every time. Epi pen. Let me get my Epi pen. Lewis says, I thought you had one of these shirts. This is one of the, I'm wearing it right now, in fact. So it's now been washed, not even dry cleaned. So I'm fascinated by it. I don't know, I still don't know what to think of it. Okay, we're talking about the shirt here. This is completely plastic. I mean, it feels like a rain poncho. But it's printed, it looks like fabric. It doesn't wrinkle. I mean, even up close it looks pretty okay. But it's clearly plastic. Like, it's weird. It's really a really strange thing, and I don't know if it's the wave of the future, but it's really held up well, and we washed it. We didn't dry clean it. Like, I dry clean everything, right? So for it to be washed, it's really strange. And this is from Sam's Club, which is a Walmart store, and it's bizarre. Yeah, Lewis is like, it looks like cotton. You know, even up close it does, but it's strange. That's print. Like, I think they put it through an inkjet. Is it waterproof? I actually tested, Vladimir. I'm serious. I actually tested because I'm like, this is weird. It's weird. So I went like this. I had just put it on and I'm like, oh my God, this is not what I expected. I'm like, it's plastic. And I'm touching it and I'm like, this is weird. So I got my cup where where I brush my teeth and I go, and I'm like, no, it's not waterproof. It feels like it would be. Yeah, like it's a 3D printed shirt. And so I bought two of them and they're, I don't know. Like, again, I don't know. Is it the wave of the future? It's weird. But they're not going to sell it at Neiman Marcus, that's for sure. I mean, listen. Can you hear it? I mean, that doesn't sound like fabric, does it? I'm telling you, it's the funniest thing ever. It's the funniest thing ever. Oh my God. So, astronaut clothes or something? Maybe that's the reason it's my shirt. Anyways, the wave of the future, y'all. It's crazy. Is it comfortable? I'm lucky enough to own some pretty nice shirts, and they're fabulous to put on. This is not that. Okay. Now, a buddy of mine, he's got like $1,000 jeans and stuff like that. I don't do that. But I don't know. Would I buy another one of these? I don't know. I'm just intrigued. I'm an old venture capitalist, so I look at everything going, is this the future? Is this the future? Right? This is what I'm always interested in, is change in human behavior. So, really strange, but not a Neiman Marcus product for sure. But then again, Neiman Marcus has gone out of business now, so it is the future, right? I know. So, yeah, I'm glad I did that because I hadn't done that before. So now you know how strange it really is. So it might be strange. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting. All right. So yeah. So where are we? We got my drawing tool here. We got some sort of down, up, down, and then there's a big one back into this area, but then down again. We have a lower low in what we would probably identify as a downtrend, right? So you could say, well, how do you identify the trend? Well, I can gather all the data points in this data set, because that's all the algorithm cares about. Okay, and that looks like a downtrend. And in fact, it's not a regression channel. It's truly one standard deviation above and below the mean. Because I used, instead of the regression, I used just a standard deviation, right? See, okay. So this is truly more downtrend. Okay, that's what the algorithm is saying. Okay, cool. So now what are we doing? Well, it's mostly a downtrend. We got a low that's lower than these lows. So that would predict a lower high if you were a bear. Okay. So last night we drew this buy zone and the sell zone at 5 p.m. on Sunday. And the logic here was bulls would buy low and bears would sell high. And bulls had to be ready to go like right as we were talking about it. We were right on this line here. We're like, look, bulls, if you got to go, you got to go now, kind of thing. And then bears were going to wait either for a drop and a rise and a drop, or a rise and a counter and down, right? And it's kind of interesting, and in the sense that both were right. So it did go up and it did come down. So we balance this whole thing. Like if you're a bull, you knew to go as soon as possible. If you're a bear, you knew to wait. And if you're a pig, you lost money. Okay? Okay? You can see, for example, it turned, right? It turned at 1 standard deviation from the mean. The mean is right here, which is actually today's low. What? Look at the hanging man here. Little pop at London, boom. Okay? Little Arctic turtle maybe. On a smaller time, could be. Not really though. And then back down. So it's kind of interesting. There's the standard deviation from the mean, and then there's the mean. And we played with both today. So here's the odd thing. We're just back to where we were at 5 p.m. last night. Right? We're just back to where we were. So bears are going to think down, and bulls are going to try again, because nothing has actually happened. So we were here, and now we're here. Great. Okay. I would think, based on the previous trend, that there's still a pretty reasonable amount of bearishness here. Okay. But I can't assume it. But if you did sort of the strategy of it was here, then it was low, and here, okay. But I kind of look at it like we're just back to where we were. Right? Got to be patient. Here's our analysis here. So whenever it was 15 hours ago, I just said, look, it just looks like we're going nowhere fast. Okay? We talked about this as being more of a range. And to be frank, I really don't know where it wants to go. Okay? You got to remove the ego sometimes. Come on, I need another cappuccino. All right. Ugh. Okay, so yeah, we'll get to Aussie. We'll do that next. Don't forget we're doing gold and oil and Bitcoin as well. So, okay. But you have to look at the first one, pound yen, is sort of almost neutral to slightly bearish. CAD yen is neutral, right? So you got to look at some of these and figure out as a whole, where is it going? Now this one, it's interesting. It's a little more like the pound yen, okay? And it's still technically bearish. Okay, I have it set up bearishly. Okay. Hey, Barry. Very cool, Barry. Congratulations. So, we have this still in place. Okay. And one of the things we talked about is a few hours ago, it still looked more bearish. It's still bearish. Okay. You know, this whole area is the zone. Okay. I said the interesting thing, however, is, you know, if this is risk off, this should come down pretty hard. And then in a risk on scenario, dollar weakens because Americans move their money, whether they're spending money by buying product or making investments like buying European companies or buying European cars. And so money flows that way when things are good. And half of this could be dollar based. The other half is yen weakness, right? So, so interesting. So I think a bull feels comfortable with what's going on. I think a bull has this as the plan. And I think a bear has been waiting. And I think you're going to get a battle here at 1650. I think here's the battle line. Okay. Bad sound again, huh? Let me put it closer. Okay. Yeah, there's anyways, there's a lot going on here. Bulls, don't be so confident. In fact, bulls, what you want now is around the 1650. You want to dip back down and up. So be prepared for it. Okay. Okay. So who said no? Oh, so new trader says, so risk off again? Well, look, it's not that it's risk off. It's that this is resistance. Okay. And that this was a lower low. So we don't know the future, but we know technical analysis. And we know bears are going to want to sell a lower low at a lower high. So they got the lower low, so we know there's bears, and we know they want to sell a lower high. So our job is to identify where the lower high might be. Okay? And we had a potential at 115.5. And there's another potential at 116.5. Okay? Don't be blue, Barry. Hey, I just had to say that. Okay? So it's not that this predicts anything. It's that this is how you're planning the price action. And if you're correct as a bear, you will likely get this downward move. Yeah, yeah. What is it, Elvind? Hey, is it Elvind? I can't quite see, my glasses are not so good. Yeah, no, it's an EI Vind, right? Ivind. If you go in, I think there's like something called like a May archive, and then you click on that, and it'll have a playlist, and on the top right corner there's a menu. It's one of these things. It's got one of the sandwich menus, I think. and you click on the menu, and it'll open up a whole list of the videos, and you'll have to look for it because sometimes it doesn't put it in order. I don't know why. I ask it to go in order, but sometimes it's not. So you'll have to open it up, and you might find that it's, you know, down the list somewhere. Okay. No, you can certainly check it out. Okay. So a lot of people are not used to the playlist idea, so they're not used to clicking the menu button to open up the menu, but go ahead and try that. Okay. There's a feeling All right, so so let's go back to the future. Up, 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 down, down, buy. 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 And currently we are in an up mode. Target is 71 and a half. Or no, sorry, 71. And we wimped out at 70. Big psych, huh? That's a big psych. Okay, big psych, huh? Wimped out right here. This is the target. So if you are still a bull, let me click in a little bit. When I'm cold. So this is troublesome trucks for sure. So as a bull, you really only got one thing you can do here. Is you buy this around, I mean, it could be 69 and a half. Let's just say above 69. And this has to go up. If not, you just got crushed by a double top. Okay. But what I think is most likely still is that. Any thoughts? Any questions? Talk to me, Goose. Rawr, says Alejandro. All right, Louis says he wanted risk off. All right, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for a sec. All right, so you got the double top at the psych level of 70. Okay. That's cool. You did it. You got it. You know it's good. Your trades, your stops are tight. Okay. The problem is, I think that's quite aggressive. So I don't want this to be habitual. Okay. But I know what you did, and it's all right. What I'd rather see is this. Because technically, this was still a bullish market, and you decided to sell it. And so I will not condone a course of action that will lead us to war. That's a bit aggressive, is all I'm saying. I don't condone you selling in an uptrend, no matter how certain you are. If you're so certain, then you can wait for the next confirmation. That's all. Okay? So you sold a double top, but I'd rather you sell the lower high off the resistance. Okay? I want you to confirm that with technical analysis. Does that make sense? Luis? Right? Wait, no, who took it? Was it Louis? Or was it Jonathan? I guess it was Johnny, huh? Yeah, so on the long run, I'd rather you be more conservative, okay? It's not a bad trade, and I'm not slapping you or anything, but look at look at my analysis. Well, just it's not it's not that it's my analysis and we're not agreeing. Well, I'm not disagreeing with you. What my analysis tells me is there's still probably a lot of bulls that are on this trade. Is it an I or an L? It looks like an I to me, like a little I. Is it Elvind or Ivind? Like Ivan the Terrible? It's an I. It is an I, right? So is it Ivind? Is that how I should pronounce it? I try to be respectful of people's names. Ivind. It is Ivind. Yeah, good. Ivind the Wonderful. How high will Aussie go? Well, that's what pivot points will project for us, right? Do, 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 do. So how high will it go? So that's a bullish question. And the best I can give you is a monthly target. So the projected high for May is 73.86, so we'll call it 74. Or 73.50. Let's make it conservative. 73.50. So you got 400 pips of up. Okay? Unorthodox, not very far back because I use fundamentals for that. I'm a variable account trader grind. It's how I just have always been. And the difference between a variable account and an ECN account has to do with your paying fees. Mine are soft dollars, which means it comes out of the spread. An ECN is hard dollars, which you pay commissions. Okay? But I prefer a variable account. And it probably comes from my history of being a manager of other people's money, in which I can earn from that spread sometimes, not always, and it's significantly less than it used to be. And in many jurisdictions, I can't anymore. But the old model was that I can earn some soft dollars, and therefore I can change offer no management fee but collect a piece of the soft dollars. But again, that's an old model. But that's why I was kind of just how I've always been. Okay, I don't like paying commissions. Just like when you meet with customers, like when you guys start to trade other people's money, you're going to sit down with other people and you're going to do a really good sales presentation. And then they're like, yeah, it sounds really good. We love you. Totally want to go with you. But we don't want to pay management fee. You're going to get that a million times. And then you can say, okay, that's cool. So when I get near the end of the month and I'm worried that your account's not as profitable as I need it to be so I can pay my basic bills, I will just gamble your money until I can hit my nut. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, if you're not willing to pay me 1 or 2% so I can at least pay my rent, right? And pay my accountant and pay my lawyers and pay my compliance people. If you're not willing to share in those costs, then I'll just gamble your money until I can cover those basic costs. But whatever, dude. Or you can throw down 1 lousy percent and make sure I never gamble your money. I mean, come on, right? So But you're going to get that. And of course, in reverse, I don't like to pay commissions, but I have no problems with the spread. So it's like, I don't know. It ends up being basically the same. Okay? Ends up being basically the same. But that's just, I've always had a VAR. That's all. So going back to the question, how far will it go if it's going up? Well, here's the target. So in that case, if you're a bull, you're going to drop down and it's going to go up and you're going to make 400 pips. Okay? Now, here's the interesting thing. I'd say the vast majority of people here don't plan trades like that. They don't even consider it. They don't plan. They don't look. They don't say, okay, I'm just going to buy off this zone here and ride it all the way up. Okay? Okay? Now, if we're wrong on that, if bears are correct, it'll have to come down, it'll have to come up, it'll have to come down, and you'll have to reset all this. And the target's probably down here. So either way, to each his own. All right, so let's get off that. Let's mix it up. I want to do sort of the gold, oil, Bitcoin thing. So let's do a recap of the last 24 hours. It was 10,000, then it was 8,500, now it's 9,000. Okay. So let me show you how to kind of look at things as they're happening. Delete. Okay. Does this stand out as an old top? Well then, you got to bring it across. You gotta. No, KJ, they should work fine. One of the indicators doesn't work, and it has to do with the index, but I don't think that's necessary anyways. Okay, there's that. So if you are a bear, you're going to look for the new roundabout based on this. Okay, it's not that complicated. I know you got this. Down, 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 up, up, down, 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 down. Okay? Now, warning. Your technical analysis is about to be worthless. Okay? 6 hours from now, all hell could break loose on this. And I mean, we could be at 10,000, we could be at 3,000. I mean, not 10,000. We could be at $20,000, or we could be at $3,000, and we might be at both in the next 12 hours. And I can't tell you what to expect. I'm not an expert in that type of price action. I'm sure you're going to look at some sort of old support and resistance. But I beg of you to be cautious. I beg of you to be disciplined. The way I explained it last night is I know this tsunami is coming, but I'm not putting on my swim trunks. Actually, I didn't say that, but what I said was whatever is about to happen in the next few hours is going to be extremely exciting. And I'm not looking for excitement in my investing. Right? I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for boring. Okay? Alejandro says this happened before. Yeah, just not to me. Okay? I'm not saying it's not, it's just not for me is all I'm saying. Okay? I've never heard of anyone saying that they're worried about inflation. And I talk to a lot of people. And there is interest in Bitcoin, but no one has ever said, Wayne, I want exposure to Bitcoin because I'm worried about inflation. No one has ever said that to me. Okay, it might be true, right? But no one's ever said that to me. There are other reasons, but no one's said that. So here's the problem. Like, I think there's going to be a scenario in the next 24 hours in which there'll be too many buyers, and you'll want to exit your trade, but there won't be any more buyers. Or you might be a buyer and there will be no sellers because everybody's long. And remember, to get your trade, you're going to have to buy it from someone else. But if no one wants to sell it, you know what, Jonathan? I haven't read or heard anything about PTJ in years, so I'm not sure. Really? You know what? Okay, well, like I said, I've never talked to and I have talked to very wealthy people, and no one's ever said, "Get me into Bitcoin because I'm worried about inflation." Never has come up. So I don't know anything about Paul Tudor Jones and his clients. Okay. Yeah, maybe he wants to unload. Yeah, I don't know any of these things. So I'm telling you that. I don't know any of these things. Okay. But what are you going to do if you're trying to buy and there's no sellers? Well, first of all, that means this thing is going up and up and up and up. And then you're thinking you're losing money. But the thing is, you're only making money if you were in it, let's say, yesterday, right? Or last month. And then what's going to happen when everyone tries to take profit? Who's going to buy it when it's falling? Well, someone, but maybe not everyone. There may not be enough to offset. So someone might buy it on the way down, but it might come down harder on top of them, where there's just not enough. Think of it like everyone that has just bought into the idea of trading Bitcoin because of halving, and they've read about 3 articles, and they're like, oh my God, because the articles say this is going to 10,000, Bitcoin's going to take over the world, the US dollar's garbage, this is the new reserve currency, and they're reading all of this. They don't know what they're doing technically, they don't know what they're doing fundamentally, but they read some articles about getting rich. So they're throwing down money on Bitcoin, but they're paying too much for it. If they're paying 9,000 for it, and a month ago it was 4,000, like, what the hell? What kind of person buys it at that price, right? I guess it should be out here. Let's do it out here. Yeah, it was just 5,000. So some person's buying it now for 9. You waited for it to double and then you decided to buy it. Clearly not on the clue train. So now we're facing unbelievable risk. Market execution risk, brokers and execution partner slippage risk, spread risk, all these risks, counterparty risk. There's so many risks here. And now they're like, well, I didn't like it at 4,000 or 5,000, so I waited for it to hit 10. Then I waited for all this other risk to show up, so now I'm going to buy it. And I'm going to get rich because it's going to go to 20,000. Well, here's the interesting thing. Even if it does go to 20,000, who's going to be at the other side of your trade? Right? And then when you're long and it collapses and no one wants to take your trade, you might go to 20,000 and ride it all the way back down to 10,000, and because there may not be a counterparty to offset your trade because everyone is long or everyone is short and there's no market. You see what I mean? There could be no market. And these are all risks, but a lot of people don't understand quite what they're doing. So even if you're in it, you may not be able to get out of it. And if you're watching it go up, you may not be able to actually buy it. So let's say this is on its way to 20 and you try to buy it at 15, which has got to be a bad price. But anyways, and you might not get filled to 18. And then it goes to 20 and you go to exit for a $2,000 profit, and by the time you get offset, you're now at 14 because it dropped 6,000 in an hour, and you were in late, and you're going to get slipped out because of counterparty risk, not your broker. It's all about counterparty risk, right? No one's willing to buy your stupid trade because everyone is shorting it now, and there's no one to offset your long. And so now, anyways, it's down here, and by the time now you just have this story like you bought it at 15,000. Well, you got filled at 18, and you exited at 14, and you lost, but you got a great story. Isn't it a liquid market? I don't know anything about Bitcoin. Okay, it's not even a real currency. Now, it's some sort of asset class, but I'm not convinced it's a currency. It's an asset class. It's tradable. But good luck is all I'm saying. Isn't it a liquid market? Well, if more than half the market is in this trade because they read something about halving, then no, it may not be a liquid market. Because if everyone's long, it's not truly a liquid market. Okay? You need a counterparty. So, like I said, when I do macroeconomic analysis of a currency, I look at fiscal policy from a government, I look at monetary policy from the government's central bank, I look at things like balance of trade data, I look at interest rates. Bitcoin, I can trade it using technical analysis, but other than that, I don't know a thing. And that might be my fault. That might be my shortcoming, but I'm confident enough to tell you that I don't know nothing. Okay? What I do know about Bitcoin is how to trade technical analysis. Okay? But if technical analysis is about to be thrown out of the window for the next 2 days, then I don't know how to trade this. Because there won't be any technical analysis that will save you. Okay? You don't say things like, well, it's the M3. No one gives a damn about the M3 right before, during, and right after Bitcoin halving. So don't play this like you normally would play a technical trade. This is nothing technical about it. Okay? So I think a lot of people are going to try to get rich quick, and they're going to get poor quick. Okay? But if that's your dream, you have a shot. If that's your dream to make a lot of money quick, you'll have a shot. Just realize there's a lot of risk associated with that, and probably half the risk you don't even recognize. And that's probably the dangerous part. You're like, well, I'll use a stop. You know, if it's true chaos around halving time, your stop could be jumped and you can blow up your trading account. And you'll say, but I had a stop. Yeah, and you used to have money in your account and now you don't. Cry me a river. Cool. All right. So here we're truly stuck. I have this fibbed up just, I don't know, I guess to point out a potential lower low, lower high scenario. I think I'll even get rid of that. Okay. You got to mark some of this up here. Okay. In this area. And yeah, we're not a lot going on. So we already have bearishness up here, and then we have bearishness here. So this would be perfect. This is probably more likely. And I don't think I can be a bull in this scenario. I mean, maybe I... No, I'm going to play it range bound. So, you know, if you're range bound, you only have a top You only have a bottom. Nothing else matters. Trust I seek. Anyways, the range I play. Right? Who says it? What did I read it quickly? Yeah, so Grind Alchemy says, so it all comes down to equity. The more you have, the more you can play. The thing is, people that are already filthy, stinking rich don't really need this. So it's like the attitude of, I got to get in halving so I can make a lot of money. It's a poverty play to begin with. Okay, wealthy people are like, they're already rich. Why would they gamble? So they get more rich? You get to a point where there's a level of wealth where you just, it doesn't matter anymore. You can have one Ferrari or 5 Ferraris. You can have 20 Ferraris, but it doesn't change anything, right? Your first Ferrari is the one you remember, like your first girlfriend or something, right? But in this case, there's a certain amount of wealth, and you're more interested in protecting it because you know you have assets that earn income. And if you do nothing except protect those assets, you're going to earn, let's say, $8 million a year or $12 million a year. You have $500,000 a month you can play with. You can go on vacation. You can buy toys. You can just do whatever you want, but you don't have to work. So you protect that. Okay? You see what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. And so the people I talk to that are interested in gold, they're just interested in another asset class. It's just they feel like they should own some gold, they should own some diamonds, they should own some Bitcoin, they should own some real estate, and that's sort of the mindset of a person of wealth, a person of means. They're like, I don't know anything about this Bitcoin. I read about it all the time. All my friends talk about it, so I guess I gotta own some Bitcoin. How much do you want? I want 50 million. All right. Okay. But it's just another asset. Okay. But they're not like, oh my God, I'm so worried about inflation and the money supply that the central bank. Dude, people, I don't have those conversations with people. Most people don't get it. If they got it, then you wouldn't be talking to me. Okay? If they got it, then their Goldman Sachs guy would just do something. Like, I can't imagine someone hanging out with Paul Tudor Jones saying, I'm worried about inflation. You know what? They don't talk to Paul Tudor Jones. They go to his yacht parties and stuff, and they got 3B managed by him, but they don't talk money. Okay? It's just, so that's why I say it just, to me, it doesn't fit, but maybe as Mato said, I'm out of touch. All right, so euro, fine. So we did gold sideways, Bitcoin sideways. We got to get oily here. Oh, I'm sure. Hope that's true. I'm not saying Paul Tudor Jones is an idiot, but again, I've never heard some. Okay, yeah, it's just, yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh, and by the way, when an asset class drops by 20% in a day, that's not. See, a currency is what? A medium of exchange. Okay? Not many people I know buy gasoline or bread and milk with Bitcoin. I know you can do it, but it's not liquid like $100 bill. Okay? So it's a medium of exchange. it's a store of value, but dude, Bitcoin just lost 20% in a day. So it's not a very good store of value, right? And it's a unit of account. Okay? That's the definition of money. So you can't spend it easily like a $100 bill, right? I can walk the streets of Nigeria or Sierra Leone, pull out a $100 US bill and buy anything I want. Okay? But then I'm like, hey, how about some Bitcoin, right? And then 3, unit of account. All right, so you could use Bitcoin, but the thing is, it's so volatile, right? So a month ago, it was 5,000. A month later, it's 10,000. The next day, it's 8,000. That's not a store of value, guys. It's not a store of value. Okay? It's barely a medium of exchange. Most people can't spend it. This is why Bitcoin goes up and up and up, because you can't get out. And even if you could, you can't spend it. So what the hell? Okay? 2, that creates volatility. So when it comes down hard. No one can get out, so it goes up. And then when they do get out, it crashes. And 3, it's a unit of account, but you could use coconuts if you wanted to be a unit of account. How much? How many coconuts does this picnic table cost? You know? How many coconuts is a Mercedes C450 AMG? Okay. Yeah. So it's just an asset, an instrument. Yes. So, so whatever. So I'm just trying to make a little point. I think I've gone too much on it, but just be careful is all I'm saying. Can't be mad at me for me telling you to be careful. Okay. So you see the kind of things I'm eyeballing? So what do we want to do here? What if we said do 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 do. There's a feeling I get when I wish I do. Do, 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 do. So I'm just going through, doing my job, finding support and resistance. Okay. So my spidey senses say, be careful between now and 30 and now and 20. Currently, this is technically bullish for multiple reasons. And if you're not sure, you'll have to go through the training courses again because you're missing info. Oops, I wanted this to be pink. It kind of looks like this. Okay. Got it? Cool. I have one more paper to write. And I'm done yet another semester. So I am going to pull the plug. I'm going to write my last paper. Then I will see the live trading group tonight at 5 p.m. I technically, legally, I guess, have classes tonight. So again, it's got to be an abbreviated version like I have been doing on Mondays. I'm not entirely sure why I have to go to these classes, but I'm pretty sure I have to go to these classes. One of the professors sent an email and he's like, if you want to present your research to the class, on our last class to the, I'm like, why? So I think I'm supposed to sit there and listen to these idiots give their presentations. So I think I'll smoke a cigar in the middle of my class. But I got to be there because I'm an A student and I can't give up participation points because I'm lazy and the class is over. But that's how it goes. So thank you for being on my team. Thank you for the effort you put into being a success. I appreciate you. I know how difficult this can be intellectually, but even more so emotionally and sometimes physically. I've been there, I've done it. I know it's good. So stick with it. Thank you, Jean-Guy. And I will see you later. And if you're not on my live trading group, I will see you tomorrow. Social distancing. I haven't left the house in months. So, yeah. Yeah, all the classes are online because of COVID. So, yeah. So, social distancing. Yeah. But, yeah, I haven't been out of the house in months. But that's normal for me, so. So take care, everyone. I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Be careful on the biddy. Yeah, well, you still have to deal with it, right, Jean-Guy? So anyways. Hey, Kyle, right on. Hey, Kyle, a quick question. I have more than 5,000 videos on YouTube associated with my work. And I've been uploading videos for since YouTube was a startup that no one had ever heard of. And I've been doing live webinars for about 15 or 16 years. Where have you been, Kyle? Where have you been, buddy? We've been waiting. Where do I live? In your dreams. So I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, Kyle. Make sure you subscribe and like. Yeah, Kyle under a rock, I guess so, right? So put it this way, Kyle. Most of those videos are like an hour long. So I would have to do videos 8 hours a day, like a full-time job. And it would take 2.5 years of doing 8 hours of video a day just to catch up. Is that cool? So, peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your